Okay, I have no idea what happened. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine as far as computers go. So I'm going to give you guys a second to jump over to this one if you need to. I don't know. I wish I knew computers. I wish I knew what happened. I'm hoping the first one got through, but we'll do a quick review in case it didn't, and then we'll move on. Okay, so what we were saying about upright rows is that I want you to feel it through the back of your shoulders. Okay, so as you lift, if you're just lifting here, your shoulders aren't moving, you're getting like, I don't know, like a reverse bicep curl, which isn't inherently bad, but you're not really doing like the exercise we want to get that good shoulder control. So as they come up, I want you to think about a rowing machine. So a rowing machine, you pull back, you really squeeze back those shoulders, all right? You squeeze back. You're getting that through here, you're squeezing. Think about starting a lawnmower, you're squeezing back through that shoulder, you're really pulling against resistance. So I want you to think the same thing. I want you to imagine these soup cans are heavier than they are. So as you pull them up, I want you to imagine that you're pulling them through mud, that you're really working to get them up there. Because if you can imagine that you're working to get them up there, you can really enact those muscles in the back of your shoulder and your shoulder blades, because you're pulling something heavy. And just imagining that you're pulling something heavy makes it not this, makes it really getting those shoulders to go back and down, squeeze them in, lifting them through. Now you might need to do that with something heavy. As long as it doesn't hurt, then do that with something heavy. So maybe you just need a little more feedback to figure out what that muscle feels like. So for me, when I'm doing these, if I'm not cognizant, if I'm not aware of where my shoulders are working, I can just bloopity bloop through it. Do whatever exercise I think I'm doing. I'm not actually getting the work done. When I focus on it, then I'm getting the work in my back, the back of my shoulders. When I use something a little heavier, if I'm doing upright rows of this, that resistance kicks in and I'm feeling it a little bit more. Now that's not to say some people out there are going to feel those cans. They're going to feel how heavy a 1 pound weight is, and they're going to think that's activating my muscles. And I love that. If that is where you're at, then go for that. If you need something heavier, grab the laundry detergent. Grab it with 2 hands. You can do this with 2 hands. You can do a laundry. I'm trying to think, what do I have that's like laundry detergent-esque in here? Here, Velcro. All right, so upright row. Lift and lower. Laundry detergent. All right? There we go. Activating those deep shoulder blade muscles. All right? We're going to move on to, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that means. Lateral raise. Okay. Cans, you're going to start just about a little bit forward of your hips. All right? And we're just coming, soft knees, tighten the belly. Again, lift that pelvic floor. Breathe out as you lift up. And then down we go. There is no forward motion to this one. This is a straight out to the side motion. All right? I'm keeping the space between my ears and my shoulders. I don't know how many times I can say that. You want good form with this. You want that tummy tight. You want soft knees. Right in front of the hips. Like my cans are like sitting on the front of my hip bone. And not my hip bone up here. Not my hip bone up here. Like the front of my hip bone. All right? I'm not doing it that way, so I'm going to wrap my knuckles on that. And then out we go. And then lower. I want this with intent, okay? You're going to feel this in the middle and the back of your deltoids, of that little triangle muscle that comes through here. And also, I want your core to work. I want your shoulder blades to work. I want everything to be stable. Ears over shoulders, lift and lower. So like the Hulk. We watched She-Hulk last night, so all I can think of is like Lou Ferrigno. Up we go and down. control the down just as important as the up. So I want you to think about moving through mud up and then pushing through mud down. You're going to get some of these muscles in that punching muscle. We're going to work some of those, and we're going to work some of your rotator cuff muscles. Up and down. Up and down. So my elbows are not, they're not hyperextended. They're not locked here. So we're coming up and down. Let's see if I can show you. I've adjusted. That's like the most awkward thing to show somebody. Here. So I have like a little bit of a bend in my elbow, just soft elbows. Up and down. And down. Good. All right. Okay, last one. This is another bent over exercise. So just to review in case the first video didn't record at all. The first one we did was a bent over fly. So you're forward flexed, your knees are soft, you're starting in the middle, and we're squeezing the shoulders back. All right, we're squeezing the shoulders back. You're keeping your tummy tight, you're pulling in that belly button, you're lifting your pelvic floor, squeezing your butt a little bit, protecting your low back. If this is pulling on your low back, do it laying down. Just lay flat on the floor. Do these flat on the floor. All right. The second one is that same. The second one, some other one. The same one is that same position. And we did tricep extension last time. So now we're doing shoulder extension. So we're going to shorten those triceps. We're going to contract the triceps. This is a sustained hold. So you're working a different type of muscle fiber. We're holding that tricep in contraction, and we're lifting and lowering. All right, so we have that ears in line with shoulders, shoulders back and down, keeping that good space, because if we come up here, we're just jamming that shoulder socket. And soft knees, tight tummy, lift and lower. All right? And you should feel your triceps work. You should feel this in your triceps and the back of your shoulders. Right through there. So let's show you what it looks like at a different angle. Forward, ears over shoulders. So I'm looking down. I'm keeping myself in line. And I'm lifting here. I have soft knees. Lift and lower. All right. Showing you my bum. Forward we go. Don't back your head, Dara. Lift and lower. All right. Good. Okay, I have no idea what happened with the video this morning. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to chuck it up to Fridays. Fridays are the Mondays of the other end of the week. And I hope everyone has a good weekend. Do your exercises. Drink your water. Drink your coffee this morning if you need to. Let's do it. Let's have a great weekend. Bye, guys.